Hey, Aloha Offline Sharks. Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm Tom Gaddis, my business partner, best friend, Nick Ponte in the house. How's it going, Nick?
It's going good.
Welcome, everybody. We are super excited you are here. As you can see, I am back in the office, the familiar bookcase behind me on Maui. Excited to be here with you guys today. We have a fantastic live show lined up today. We got a special guest. We've got shout outs. We got all kinds of things to go over. So I'm going to cue the intro so you can grab something cool to drink, and we will get started in just a few seconds.
Are you ready for the fastest 60 minutes of local marketing strategy, tactics, tips, and fun on planet Earth? It's now time. The moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Broadcasting live from their island retreats, smack dab in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and now back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
So nice that I can do the applause again. Welcome. The audience is fired up out there. I can hear them clapping. That's great. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Aloha, Darla, Patty, Jacqueline, Dorn, what's up? Patrick, Richard. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, I am back in Maui. Nick, we like hit the ground running to relocate to Vegas. So my office looks nice and collected, but it's like the only room in the house. You walk out this door, it's total chaos. Like every time I come in here and do a live, I walk out and something else is gone. Somebody came to buy it. I told Miranda, I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to walk out and you guys are going to be gone. Like there'll just be a little Post-it note in Vegas, meet us there.
See you in Vegas. Ciao.
Yeah. I was like, holy cow. So it's going a lot faster than we expected, but it's really great. My wife has been awesome. She has like been handling all of that, so I can just focus on stuff. It's been great. Yeah, Dorn, it is going to cost a little bit to move the books. That's mainly what we're moving. Like we had to get a real small container mainly so I can move the books and some of the stuff we have in here, but we're not taking furniture or anything like that. Like we already have the place in Vegas furnished and sitting there waiting for us, so...
You know, I know there's an office, a marketing office down the street from you that would gladly take donations on all those books, especially those Halbert ones that you have.
Yeah. There's some that I'm keeping. I was thinking about that. I was going to ask you if you wanted any of these. Because some I'm going to probably just weed out and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. What's that?
I said, you know which ones I want.
Yeah.
The good ones. The ones that you can't get anymore. Those ones.
Yeah, I know. Well, you haven't even, nobody ever really sees, like all these books behind me are just the business books. Nobody ever really sees, like I have all these magic books. I have a lot of like really hard to get rare magic books from like the 1900s and stuff like that. So packing that stuff up is a chore because they got to be wrapped and like, I mean, they're so old. It's like, you can't just throw them in a box, right?
Yeah, man. So your shirt stands for the Real Aloha Friday, right?
Yes, Real Aloha Friday.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I love this shirt. Well, awesome. How are things going in New York? I know because I've been traveling and stuff. Like we haven't talked as much as normal.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're going really good. I mean, I've just been working. I've been working.
I know. I see all the messages in Slack, and of course, you've been sharing with me what you've been working on with the rollout of the new coaching program, which is, by the way, guys, is going to be freaking awesome. Nick has taken the reins on that. It's looking really, really good. You guys are going to love it. But we'll have more on that down the road.
Yeah. That's going to be next level. Been working really hard on that. You know, so something else that I'm going to talk about later on down the road, because I'm gathering results right now. As you guys know, we like to get our results first, but I'm running some ad campaigns, running some local marketing ad campaigns, because obviously running ads there's something very appealing about it, because you can kind of turn on a switch and hopefully get some incoming leads, right? In contrast to sending emails, making phone calls. I mean, we like to be well-rounded, you know, and so I'm just testing some things that I thought of. And I actually have some campaigns going right now with some interesting metrics and results. So, as that continues to evolve, we'll definitely be sharing more about that in the future. But, anyway, yeah, just working hard, testing, kind of, I think, for both of us, really, it's been interesting to see, how, you and I both have been traveling quite a bit, but our businesses have still been able to do what they need to do. Some things don't always work as planned, obviously, but we've been able to keep everything moving forward.
Yeah, it's really driven home to me, like the importance of having. Hey, make sure you have the right mic selected, Nick. It sounds a little echoey.
Rookie, total rookie.
I think.
There we go. Sorry, guys.
There you go. Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Man, you guys should give me some Cash App money for that mess up.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it's really like just reaffirmed to me of like all of that work and stuff that we've done along the way of building an infrastructure and having a team in place, not just in the agency, but in Offline Sharks and all that stuff, like really how critical that is to how you can live your life, and run a business, right? So I think that has really been driven home to me, how important it is to have that skill of being able to build a team, put them together, find the right people, manage them, do all that kind of stuff. We've been very fortunate in that I think we have a good process and system for that. And a lot of people, especially, a lot of the people in your agency have been there for a long time, and our team at Offline Sharks, I don't think anybody's been with us less than a year. And I think that's a real testament to the process and the systems and the way we go about doing that, right? Like building that stuff out. And it has, it's just been made even more clear to me, like how important that is when you're trying to build a real business. Like there's something to be said for being a solopreneur and getting things off the ground and doing all that stuff, right? Like that's how we both started. It's awesome to do that. But like looking back on things now, I'm like, man, we should have started doing that stuff like from the get-go,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, what are we going to talk about today? I know we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff going. So we have a special guest we're going to bring out here in a few minutes. So before we do that, we want to do some shark shout outs. We love to start the program off by celebrating the wins that people in our community have. And we have some really awesome ones for you today. So I'm going to share my screen. And oh, by the way, before I do that, here, let me get to this. Before I do that, so when we do these shark shout outs, we also like to give you guys an incentive to just let them know, great job, all that stuff. So if you go to the link you see on your screen, the offlinesharks.com/shout outs, you'll see the current shout out post. Leave a comment in there. Let these people know, great job, way to go, congratulations. And then at the end of the stream, we pick out a few people and we send you some Cash App money. So we love to see the engagement. We love to send out some cash to you guys. So head over to that link, leave a comment, and at the end of the show, we'll pick some random winners, and you get some Cash App money from us. So pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. All right, here, let me share my screen. So share screen.
Hey, Richard.
All right, here's our shout outs for today. So we've got two awesome shout outs. One is to Jocelyn Wing. So congratulations, Jocelyn Wing. Good to see you back up here, and was fun to watch your trip and everything on Facebook. So she sold one website, $5K, so $5,000 and $1,500 a month to a hearing aid business.
Nice.
A niche we don't see a lot. So that's awesome. She also sold one website for $2,000 and $350 a month to a drywall repair business. The old home services niche. That thing just keeps going and going, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a gold mine for local marketing. I don't know if you know this, but I actually had a call with Jocelyn the other day. I think 2 days ago. Just touch base, catch up. I wanted to hear more about what she was doing because she's obviously been sharing some of the tremendous results that she has had, and man, she's like such an action taker. So regularly, so consistently doing things. And what's inspiring about it is like, whenever we talk to her, we bring her on, I feel like she's constantly getting out of her comfort zone to keep growing, which is never easy. And I think like as entrepreneurs, that's really what we have to do, right? Like we if we don't grow, our businesses hit this threshold. They get capped by ourselves, and we're forced every single day pretty much to continue to grow. And that's the way the business grows. Like if you and I, we just stayed exactly the same, our businesses would be capped, right? Like if I didn't get better at doing webinars and you didn't get better at, building websites and doing, like, we would just stay the same. But we are constantly pushing to do different things, learn new things. And, Jocelyn, of course, Casey as well, the other people that are always on our shout out boards, always growing. So it's super inspiring.
Yeah. And I think that's the evolution of your business as you grow it, right? Like in the beginning, you're just trying to get things off the ground, create momentum and activity and get, things moving. But once you kind of get those things moving, like I had this wrong perception that everything would just be easy sailing after that. Right. And it's not, because you're right, Nick, we spend a lot of time now talking about, well, how do we move things even further forward, and what do we need to do specifically to do that? And so even though our roles and the things we do and the priorities we do shift, like there's always still lots of work to do, right? Like lots of things to do to keep moving that forward. So yeah, so true. And it is awesome to see Jocelyn do that. It was great when we had her on the hot seat. Like it was awesome to hear all that. So congratulations, Jocelyn. Our next shout out goes to Casey Carlson. A little applause for you, Casey. So Casey did a 14-spot mailer completed, 7 spots sold at $9.95 each. I mean, that's fantastic. 3 spots filled with her own business ads. 3 used for a contest to promote AGM, and she gave 1 away to close a friend. So she made just over $1,800 in profit. So even doing that, right? Like average. So she basically got paid $1,800 to advertise her own business and her AGM site, run a promotion, and help some local businesses in her area. Like that is a pretty freaking sweet deal. I know any entrepreneur would kill to get paid to do that stuff. So that's really, really awesome, Casey. Way to go. She also so for her print business, so she also offers printing. She does like an arbitrage thing. So last month she did, look at that, almost $100,000 in sales for her print business. $99,961.43. She said 10,000 of that was on the digital side, making that a whopping 100K. I mean, that is fantastic. So these are 2 people, 2 shout outs, but that's over $10,000 in closed business from people implementing the strategies and doing what we talk about in Offline Sharks. And these 2 amazing women are in the Facebook group sharing stuff. They make themselves available to answer questions. It's really, really awesome to see that. So thank you both. Congratulations on the shout outs and for being fantastic members of the Offline Sharks community.
Yeah, that's massive. That is super massive. And look, somebody also said, I don't know who it is, but they said that they just closed 2 contractors doing kitchen and bath remodels, $1,500 down and $1,000 per month for a new website and SEO. So wow. Can somebody let us know who that is too, just so we can make sure to congratulate them? But
add that to the total.
Yeah, but awesome. Congratulations, Casey. Congratulations to this person. I mean, I forgot the actual topic for this live stream, Tom, was about how to make more money with less customers, which we've been talking about actually quite a bit. And it's even this person.
That's Dorn.
That's Dorn. Oh. Dorn has like 3
from you, Dorn. Never mind. We take back the shout out.
Yeah.
What's with the slow week, buddy? Come on, pick it up.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah.
Oh wait, no. Dorn said it's Robert Newhart. Sorry, I thought that was Dorn. Okay. Robert Newhart. In that case, congratulations, Robert. The shout out is back to you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, we have been talking about, doing more with less, right? And, these 2 shout outs are great examples of that, right? Like you can see it doesn't take a lot of clients to generate a significant amount of revenue, right? It doesn't, especially when you have the right services, you know how to find, ideally, like what we talked about on the training the other day, which really sticks out to me, and our guests might be able to talk a little more about this, was it's not just about talking to anybody, right? It's finding the right people to talk to, the people that are going to turn into these, 5K and 2K and $1,500 clients. Like those are the types of people that we want to be talking to. And that's, what our training, I guess that was yesterday, was all about, right? Was where do you find these people? How do we find them? And, we focused in that training a lot about how to build a 6-figure agency with as little as 4 clients. And our guest showed exactly how you can do that. Like where you find them, what you do, all that stuff. So it was a really awesome training. We'll talk a little more about that, but yeah, really, really, really awesome. Awesome to see that, Robert. Congratulations, man. Cool. So another thing we want to do, Nick, before we bring our guest out here and get him going is we always like to celebrate somebody in our community that's like a good steward that we'd call Member of the Week. So I got to pull up my notes here. I didn't even scroll down and see who that was. Oh, well, this is very deserving. Here, I'm going to share my screen here because this is our Offline Sharks Member of the Week this week, Casey Carlson. Congratulations, Casey. Woo! Yeah, that's really awesome to see what you're doing in your print business, also what you had on the digital side and with the mailer. I mean, fantastic work. You deserve the Member of the Week. Somebody from our team is going to reach out to Casey. We got some Shark swag coming your way. Also, if you guys can just blow up the stream, let Casey know. Great job. Way to go. We'd appreciate that. We love to celebrate these wins in our community. And again, Casey's in the Facebook group sharing what she's doing, there to answer questions, all that stuff. So really, really awesome, Casey. Really, really awesome.
Yeah, I want to actually try to get on a Zoom call and connect with her. So if you guys could do me a favor and make sure to tag her in the stream, tell her to get on the call with me. I want to make sure I can connect with her and see what else she's doing. I want to record it and share it with you guys. I know that she's busy, but I'm sure a lot of you would like to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that'd be great. And one more thing before we bring on our guest. One more thing, Nick. One more thing. We need to...
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Our guest in the background in the green room is tearing it up right now.
Yeah. He's got the moonwalk. He's breakdancing.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So we want to give away some Cash App money real quick. So Nick, do you got a question that we can ask the Sharks and we can send somebody some cold hard cash?
I do. 1 second. Let me pull it up here. So the way it works, as you guys know, is I'm going to ask a question, and the first person to get the answer correct is going to get some Cash App money. So
let's do it.
Let me skip down. First. Oh. So at Offline Sharks, obviously we have a big team. A lot of you know that we have, a newsletter that goes out, Shark Bites. On that newsletter, some of our core, Sharks will know that we always highlight a team member, our internal team, every single month. And actually, man, I don't know if anybody's going to get this. He's so behind the scenes.
Maybe we do a different. Well,
yeah, maybe I don't know.
Maybe you want to do a different question.
That's a little too difficult of a question. That's a little too difficult of a question. I don't think it's relevant enough. So let's see. How about this?
Give him a shout out though. Who's the team member so we can at least celebrate him?
Okay. I like that. That's a good point. So we have somebody on our team that's been with us like a developer for 3 years. 3 years now, for a long time. I remember when I brought him in, I was in Illinois, which is a long time ago. So
Look, people knew it.
Dorn got it.
So did Jacqueline.
Yeah,
Jacqueline got it before Dorn. Look, they knew.
Riaz Lohia. Yeah, that's him. That's the guy. I just wasn't sure because he's so behind the scenes. He's not like a front facing person. So congrats, Jacqueline. We're gonna definitely send you some Cash App or PayPal because I know you're in the UK. But yeah, nailed it. Wow. I love this community, man. They know. They know.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I could be like, what's Tom's middle name and what year was he born? Actually, what's Tom's social security number? And they would just like they would blast it out.
It'd probably come in.
Yeah. That's awesome. Jacqueline says she reads her shark bites. Yeah. That's great. That's really cool, Jacqueline. That's really cool.
That's great. Awesome. Cool. Well, why don't we get we want to get our guest out?
Well, give him a little bit of an introduction. I mean,
okay, let's do that. So, if you were on our training yesterday, you got to meet this guest, and actually have a little bit of a wayward connection with him through another marketer, an event I went to a long time ago. But the training was really awesome. He's one of the industry leaders out there, and really one of the guys that a lot of people turn to when they need help, like scaling, growing, getting their businesses going. He's been doing this for a long time, built a really successful agency doing multiple millions of dollars, and then had like a health scare and just had to restructure everything, like really took a look at his life and his business life and all that stuff. And so, the training that he did with us yesterday was all about that, like how he kind of started over and built a new business from the ground up that allowed him to do more with less, which is what the theme of this live is all about. So I'm excited to bring him on, our man, Mr. Sean Donahoe.
Hey, how you guys doing? I was just digging this whole vibe you got going on, this interaction with the community. I'm actually here taking notes because we do a similar show on a Fridays for the trading market, one of my other businesses, and I'm like, these guys have got the stingers, these guys have got the shout outs, the cash, and I'm like, yeah, community engagement. I'm really digging this. I'm learning from you guys here and getting a few little tips. Love it.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty kind of out of control.
Hey, it's Friday afternoon. Everyone's kind of checked out from their brains for the week. Just let loose, have some fun, and just rock on with the weekend.
Yeah. Well, man, it was an awesome training that we had yesterday, and I know we have an encore coming up later today. I think we're
going to do it all again because we're just that bloody crazy. So yeah,
that's right.
Have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Too bad there's not a shark in the tank behind you. Should get one of those.
I want to put one in there. It's all simulated and everything else, but I do want one with an occasional great white shark going through, just in your honor.
That's when you know you've made it, when you have an actual, an aquarium with a little baby shark in there. It's kind of like, what's his name?
As long as it isn't that bloody song, because if that song starts playing randomly every 2 minutes, baby shark, listen, we're not doing that.
Oh, I thought you meant the money shark.
No. Money shark, baby shark,
baby shark, no.
So funny. Somebody from our community the other day posted this like video they did of my head like singing that song, and like I showed it to my kids, and they were like, "That's just wrong, Dad. That's just wrong."
Love it. Yeah. So interesting stuff. I really dig the community. You guys, when we did this yesterday, I just want to give a shout out to everyone here. And I reckon, I hear familiar names from yesterday, Dawn, Jacqueline, and everything else. You have an amazing community. They were on the ball, asking the smart questions. They know their stuff. They see the angles, the opportunity to take what you guys have taught them, even further. And I just got to give a shout out of appreciation for everyone who was on the training yesterday, got a lot from it, and it just made my life so much easier. Because when you get that kind of interaction and feedback, and it's evident why they have that vibe. It's you two as community leaders here, and the chief sharks, so to speak. But it's amazing to see such a great audience who's there on the ball, get it, and able to put that stuff into place.
Yeah, our community is really awesome. Yeah, yesterday, Nick, on the training, Sean called me Tommy, and it totally threw me off. I was like, are you talking to me?
That's funny. Well, actually, so when I first met Sean was actually in Florida about, I don't know, what was that, 2 years ago?
It's got to be, yeah. It seemed like a while ago now, but yeah, a couple of years ago we were at Mastermind.
Yeah, we were at a little a mastermind in Florida with this giant house. I mean, that thing must have been like 14 master suite bedrooms with a movie theater. It was crazy. But, one of the things that stood out to me at that event, and it's kind of a shame it took so long for us to connect, is, I vividly remember after some of the information that you shared in that theater room, you did a presentation there, and you and I were talking outside about some of the things that you were doing. And I hadn't realized that you've been doing what you've been doing for so long. I mean, like you've literally like scaled tremendously for such a long time. And it's super impressive. So much, I mean, you've done so many things, so much so like even a year later, when I saw you in DC right before COVID happened, you had this massive piece of software that Tom and I had purchased, and another topic.
Because I gave you a sneak peek of the beta, right? People we were with, I gave a small sneak peek of the beta.
I was like, hey, before you go, get back over here. How do I get that? Like, don't leave. And anyway, it's really awesome to see it just come full circle. But I was just hoping maybe you could give a little bit of, just a little bit of background about like where you started or how you got into, what we're doing and where you're kind of at now.
It's kind of a weird journey. I'll give you the 2 cent tour version. I come from, actually, I might have an accent.
Right,
I'm not
you might.
native of southern Texas. I live in southern Texas now, but originally from Scotland, came over here because, to be honest, where I was, it's a tiny little island off the north tip of Scotland. Wasn't much going on, so I came over here because, again, I was raised on Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider. I thought, hey, you guys have got all the cool cars and the hot chicks. I'm leaving the weird islands behind. I'm going where all the cool people are. Came over here, started a consultancy business up in where Nick is right now, up in New York, and between Massachusetts, New York, I was back and forth all the time, working with Fortune 500 companies, consulting with banks and every other size company with some really cool stuff that we were doing. And the problem with what I was seeing in that space was, this was right at the time the internet's really taking off for marketing and stuff going on. Hey, Patrick, I love that. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since '97 now, just to give you an idea of context. But when we were doing what we were doing up in New York, a lot of these companies had no idea how to really apply marketing on the internet. I mean, it's a weird thing. Marketing and internet marketing are often treated as 2 separate things. It's like IM over here is like a small subset of marketing, but marketing is marketing. And if it doesn't have an internet component, it's not marketing anymore. And so when right at the beginning of all this, I started seeing all the opportunities for leveraging this new form of communication to sell more. And the more I got into it, doing it for, when we started our agency in '97, we had no idea it was a bloody agency. It was just myself and my wife saying, hey, let's stop making them money. Let's make us some money. Let's take the skills that we've been doing for other businesses and do it for ourselves. So we sat down, kitchen table, crappy old laptop. My wife's an award-winning graphics artist. I'm a nerd, as all the Star Wars stuff over here will attest to.
Dude, he went to Star Wars before he came to the house at Disney World, before he came to the house in Florida.
That is true. It's like, oh, I better go check out this Orlando thing, and I'm going to go to the Star Wars exhibit. Nerd. There's a giant Millennium Falcon over there. I'm not going to resist that. So going into that, I started building websites, e-commerce sites. We pioneered a lot of the early tech for e-commerce, handling like 3 million line items. So stuff at scale. We even built a couple of Amazon competitors, which eventually were either bought out or crushed by Amazon. Hey, that's just the way Bezos is. But we still built the infrastructure that powered a lot of this stuff. And at that time, we scaled. I mean, it was hard work, hustle, grind, bullshit. And it frustrated the hell out of me. And we told the story. You'll hear a little bit more about this in the encore this evening. I think it's 6 p.m. Eastern, if my memory's right. But the just to give you an idea is, yeah, we were making millions of dollars. We scaled that using some smart strategies I've been teaching businesses. We had 70 plus clients, some of them multi-million-dollar clients. But then I hit an absolute brick wall. I had a really bad health scare that I literally was being wheeled down a hospital ward, and I thought I was going to die right there. And it was from the stress, the strain, the burnout, adrenal fatigue, and a whole lot of other stuff that was like a domino effect. I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I literally was so tired and exhausted, I accepted my fate, even though I've been working my ass off. And I'm just like, this isn't the way to be. So complete reset, clean slate protocol, just wipe the decks, but came up with something different. I was like, okay, well, still need revenue. I'm not going to stop now. I'm not going to go back to working in the corporate sector. What can I do that gives me control of my life? Now, a lot of agency owners, and you guys will know this as well, is a lot of it's getting out there, getting in front of people, doing this, push. The thing is, a lot of people struggle because they've got to get that next sale because that's their momentum. They got to, and a lot of people force the message. They force the communication. It's like their qualification is, hey, do you have a pulse and do you have a wallet? That's the two questions. Okay, yeah, you want as a client. And then what happens is that's the worst client you'll ever have that makes you want to, cause physical harm. We don't want that, So a lot of what I did is I realized that it's got to be about taking on only the perfect clients that you can get results for, that can afford what you have, charge a premium so that you're rising above the noise. I mean, it's like having a Ferrari. I make a reference to this in the training we'll do tonight, but is who would you rather have as a client? And Dick, you'll remember I talked about this at the mastermind. I had two sets of keys. Would you like the Aston Martin keys, or would you like the rusty 1978 Volkswagen Beetle keys? Who would you rather have as the ride to your future? Well, who would you rather have as a client? The guy who holds Aston Martin keys and owns and drives, a $200,000 car, or the guy who tries to drive a rusty 1978 Volkswagen Beetle that doesn't run? Who's the perfect client?
Yeah,
Aston Martin, obviously, because he can afford it. Probably a lot less hassle. He's got a completely different mindset. That's the client I want every time. And they don't bulk at the higher premium prices I charge. There are people who do what I do. Look, there's no one who has a 100% unique model. You have competitors. You have lots of people who do the same thing. But if you present yourself, position yourself at a premium, there's an automatic perception that you are better than your cheaper competitors who are diving to the bottom in the bargain basement. I want that Ferrari positioning, but I also want to give Ferrari results for people who own Ferraris. There's a common thread here. They can afford not only the risk, but stick with you until results happen. A lot of you agency guys, and Nick, and Tom, I'm sure you've dealt with this, is you've got a client who comes at you and they want results within 30 days or we're done. It's through. We're divorced. You're like, no, it takes time to build momentum, course correct, and stuff like that for a lot of services. It takes time to start seeing those results, and those results compound. And the longer you're doing something, a lot of people and a lot of clients, they want that result instantly, and it's all your fault if they don't get that. I mean, have you seen that a lot with, the agency and what you're doing? Yeah. So we want long-term relationships.
It's it's our job to ask questions, though. Our job to ask questions and then set the expectation appropriately. Like people they'll come into your world, they'll come into your pipeline, they'll come into your funnel, whatever it is, whoever it is, and they'll have unrealistic expectations. And sometimes people that have a lot of money or a lot of cash will also, that might even give them more of a reason to have more unrealistic expectations. But it's your job to just kind of reel them back in. And we like to definitely set the expectation low and over deliver completely. So then in case anything goes wrong, of course, the expectation was set low. But Obviously many people have different ways of doing plenty of things. I think a lot of people and everybody with us, put any questions that you have for Sean while we're here for him, because, obviously we're going to be here for a little bit, and it'd be a great time to take advantage of him being here with us and answering your questions. But I think just with some of the information that you said for me, one of the questions that comes up is, we know a lot of people, of course we'd like to find the, grade A client, what's without revealing the secret sauce, what's kind of a way that people can figure out how to qualify somebody, or maybe a place to find qualified people, or something like that. Just give them a little something. Absolutely.
Well, listen, it's no secret. Our money and wealth and our secret gold mine isn't really a secret. It's LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where a lot of business owners are decision makers. There's over 740 million professionals, executives, business owners, decision makers, influencers. Over 240 million are active continuously, 40% of them daily. There's over 63 million decision makers, 42 million influencers ready to connect you to their network. There's 28.5 million companies on there. 41% of the world's millionaires are on LinkedIn, and they're all there to do deals, to grow their business, to find opportunities to grow. Not Facebook looking at cat, like whatever the latest meme is, or YouTube looking at cat videos, or Instagram looking at some young lady in yoga pants. That's not where your perfect clients may be there, but they're not there to do business. LinkedIn is, okay, I'm engaged, I'm on board, what can I do? Now, if you want, I'm going to give you a secret. I don't talk about this in the training, but you're here, and I'd like to give you a little proxy, a little secret to find out if your business that you're talking to is worth even talking to. And it eliminates a lot of the noise, a lot of the BS right from the start.
Wait, let me stop you right there real quick. Who wants the secret? Can you guys give us some? We need to ask, do they even want the secret, right? Like, I don't even really see any likes on our stream yet. I mean, I don't really, it doesn't seem like they're
good.
You better match an emoji somewhere and a button or something like that. Give these guys some love, and I'll give you some love. There you go.
Okay, I see. All right. Fair enough. People are live. Just making sure they're still here with us. I see them coming in. All right. Sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No worries. So here's a little proxy. If you have Sales Navigator, which you can get for, I think it's a 30-day free trial. Okay, you can grab that. When you're searching for your niche and the companies you want to, the people you want to talk to, you can actually say company headcount, and you select anywhere from 1 to 10, 10 to, I think it's 50, 50 to, above, and it keeps scaling up and up and up. Now, if you go for any company, or you do a filter by any company that has at least 10 employees, they've got company revenue. Because, hey, let's just say the average wage is, say, $50,000, just for simple numbers. If they have 10 plus employees, at a minimum, they have at least $500,000 in revenue to pay those employees. Let's assume that they're a profitable bloody business. Well, let's assume that they are operating at decent numbers. They've got at least $500,000, which means they quite likely have the revenue to hire you for whatever you do to solve their problem for $1,000, $3,000. Some of our clients pay $10,000 plus a month. That's okay. But I don't want to go for, and I always use the joke, if there's any life coaches in the audience, I apologize in advance, but we used a demo of talking to life coaches. Life coaches are predominantly people, they're a one-man band. The only reason they're a life coach is because they haven't got any money and they think, today I'm going to be a life coach. And there's some great life coaches out there. I'm not knocking the industry, but predominantly a lot of people who want to start, a coaching business say, well, I'll be a life coach. I'm alive. I'm qualified. Yay. But they have no money. They have no budget. But there's millions of other coaches, consultants, experts, companies that are client-based, companies that need perfect clients and new streams of revenue. Because not only do you want to go after perfect clients, a lot of those guys want perfect clients as well. They don't want to deal with complex funnels and getting Zuckerberg another really cool electric surfboard to go around Hawaii on. Stop throwing your money away. Just go bypass the BS, eliminate the noise, keep it simple, keep it streamlined. We call it a production line process, and it really is go talk to the right people from the very start those conversations, turn those conversations, and we'll go through this step by step in tonight's training and the encore. But go through it, have those conversations, turn it into cash. I mean, just to give you an idea, this is just, and it's kind of ironic that I'm talking to these guys and you guys here, but Nick, when I was at this mastermind with him, I connected with someone else there that gave me an opportunity to create a new business out of thin air. And they were, I don't know if you remember Ed and his dad and Daniel, yeah?
I do.
We connected after that and we had an extended conversation. Now they provide financing for businesses through me. And I connect business owners who right now, COVID, prime opportunity, who need working capital, growth capital. They need to fund stuff to grow and keep going. I've got a $100 million deal on the table. Wow. I've got a $5 million deal on the table. And again, because of the creative financing that we do, which is non-standard bank, it's not SBA 7A and all that kind of malarkey, it's private equity, Sean Boy gets a cut of 5%. Because Sean works a deal on both sides of the equation. I get 2.5% from the lenders. I get 2.5% from my clients. And so fine as a success fee. We don't call it finder's fee. We call it a success fee. I only get paid if we're successful. Great. So both sides give me big chunks of cash. So $100 million deal for financing over 5 years is $5 million from one conversation. The money is right there. The gold is right there. You just have to know how to go talk to the right people, bypass the BS. You're not going to go out spamming everyone with buy my link, buy my product, click my calendar link, let's book a call. Hey, here's my blue widget. Would you like my blue widget? Where are you going? Please come back. No, have real conversations with real people. We talk, and again, we'll talk about this in the training in more detail, and then make those deals happen, because real conversations with real people talking about their real problems that you may have a solution to, which you've got from Tom and wherever I'm pointing on the screen here, these two up here, if I'm still below.
Yeah.
You've got solutions from them, and you've got opportunities to then just whatever and whoever you're talking to, reach in your little basket of goodies and say, here's a solution to your problem. Would you like me to tell you a little bit more about it and see if this is right for you? Have the conversation, get a payment, get paid every month, sell it once, get paid again and again, and do it again. Once that flywheel goes, you're turning that into 6, 7, possibly even 8 figures in revenue, and you just keep building that momentum.
So would you say that some of the and actually, let me ask everybody that's here with us, because what it sounds like you're saying is it all starts with really finding a qualified prospect and reaching out and focusing your attention, your time and energy on those types of prospects. So is anybody here with us? Do you feel like anybody that you've been reaching out to or prospecting, are they qualified? Have you identified that they're qualified? How have you identified that they're qualified? Or maybe not. Maybe you're not getting some type of response. But let us know in the comments about if this is something that you think might be able to help you, like being able to reach out to somebody that has the budget to afford your products and services. Patrick said, does the same logic apply to ad spend? Which I think I know the answer to this, Sean. Is that kind of the same thing? Like if you find somebody spending money on advertising?
Yeah, that can be a qualifier. I prefer to know the company, because there's a lot of people who will finance ad spend, which means they're already in hock.
Or put it on credit, just credit. Yeah,
exactly. So not so much. Now, one of the things,
get those 4x American Express points, for advertising.
I cycle all my clients through one card. I collect all those miles. Thank you very much. I'll handle everything.
Smart. Yeah, that's you guys. For anybody that doesn't do that, like and I don't do this with all my clients, but very often we'll just get paid the ad spend from our customers. Like we'll send them an invoice, they'll give us the $1,000 we're going to spend that month on ad spend, and we'll just, we'll spend it through our credit card. We'll get the money, we'll get the miles, and some of them will already have like an ad account, and we'll just use their account, their card. But if they don't, then there's no problem bringing that onto our company and shouldering that ad spend. We have no problem doing that. So if you're not doing that, go ahead and do that.
Absolutely.
And get yourself a good card. So the Amex Gold card will give you 4x points for every $1 you spend on advertising. So that's one way to really hack how many points you're getting.
Absolutely. And funnily enough, the Chase Signature Plus, I think that's another one that actually is good. But
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things I would say is when you're qualifying your leads and you're qualifying your clients, you don't want to get on a call with them to qualify. This is one thing that all my team, we stopped doing, because we would go, hey, look, book a 10-minute call or a 15-minute call. And what we found is it works, but I only want my team engaging when they've got enough of a sense that this customer is, first of all, they've got the resources. It's an urgent thing. In other words, it's a today, not in 12 months problem they've got. And we actually ask 4 questions, and we'll talk about this in the training in a little more detail. But you want to find out, hey, what is it you absolutely want from your perfect customer? What is, and this is going to sound completely counterintuitive, but it's what saves me 80% of my time, my team's time, and it doubled and tripled our revenue, is we want a sales prevention department. Now, why on earth would you want to do that? I want to put enough of a qualifier and barrier in the way that weeds out Timmy time waster and Tommy tire kicker. I don't want those people. The people who are going to be a pain in my ass, the people who can't complete that one step. Because if they can't complete one simple step in their own self-interest, if they've shown that this is going to solve their problem, they're not going to give me or my team the things we need to deliver. They're going to be a pain in my ass, and there's plenty more fish in that sea. I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want my hearing from my team, oh, this client is being a real pain. I don't want to hear that. I don't want my team dealing with that. So you've got to really understand is, okay, it's almost like micro check boxes. What's going to qualify a client? And thus, what can you ask that will disqualify those who are not a good fit? Because you want to create win-win scenarios. You want to create the best deal for you and for them. Now, if you are not a good fit, don't waste their time, but point them in the right direction. If you have an answer that isn't you, point them in the right direction. Give them a quick win themselves, because that relationship may turn into something else in the future. They'll remember you did them a favor. That could be tomorrow's sale for something else, but you stay top of mind and everything else. But if it's a good fit, for example, they are saying the right words, you're having a good rapport, you've got a little bit of, they're asking smart questions, not, well, how quickly can I get a return on my investment? Or how quickly can you get me my next client? Or, hey, how quickly can you rank there? And they're asking questions that are either smart, or you can say, you'll know that that's a red flag. And if you get red flags, it's like, yeah, you know what, you have them the control and the choice to control that conversation, steer it in the direction you want, and not waste your time or just basically invest in a headache for yourself. And when you identify who your perfect client is, and you know that this is the person, if I could replicate this one perfect client 1,000,000 times, what made them the perfect client? What questions can I ask to find out very quickly if they are or are not? Because you can do this in Messenger, you can do this in LinkedIn chat, you can do this in email, you can do this in SMS. You find out those pieces, great. Now, someone mentioned ad spend, which is great, because if you're doing paid ads, which I spend an absolute metric F ton of money on, well, guess what? I know the 4 things I need, or 3 things, however many questions it is. I know those topics, those points. Those are the people I want to speak to. How can I work those same things into all of my ads? How can I work them into my email sequences? How can I work them into my YouTube videos? How can I work them into every piece of marketing? So I automatically disqualify Timmy Time Waster and Tommy Tire Kicker, but I speak to, oh, that's the whale I want to talk to. I resonate with him. Inside his head, he's checking off all these boxes that, oh, that's me, yes, that's me, and that's me. Great. I want to talk to these guys. I want to talk to Tom. I want to talk to Nick because these guys have got the answers to my question. Or I want to talk to Sean because, oh, maybe with what he's just told me, I can now go get financing, or I can, double my business in the next 12 months. So it changes the resonance of your entire business because you're cutting through the noise. And when you do that, you can focus on where the gold is. Yeah. Well, guess what? All your focus and time goes on that, not trying to clear the room so you can find the gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think for maybe some people on the call too, and I know for me, this was an adjustment. Like it takes a mind shift to really internalize and do what you're talking about. Because your initial reaction is, if I'm talking to less people, I'm going to make less money. Like you have, there's this fear kind of around that. And that's really not the case. Really, the fewer people you talk to, because you do exactly what Sean is suggesting, it actually turns out the more money you make, because you're closing more deals, they're higher value deals, they're easier clients to work with. So like you have to kind of like get it in your head that, and we say this all the time, right, Nick? Quantity, it's not quantity, it's quality. It's quality, quality, quality. And I feel like sometimes we're like fighting upstream with this in the local marketing space because so many people are just interested in how can I get 1,000 leads? How can I email 20,000 people? And it's like, no, stop it. Like a list of 25 good businesses in your area is plenty. Like you can have a fantastic business reaching out to just 25 people if you've kind of done your homework like you're suggesting. And that tip you gave of the employees is really, really valuable. And
if I showed you real quick how on LinkedIn, and this is addition to the training, it'll give you a little hint for what we're doing tonight. If I showed you how quickly you can refine down to just the people you want to talk to in any niche, would that be useful to everyone?
What do you guys think? Would that be useful to you guys?
It would take you less than 60 seconds to start with a very focused pool, so that you can refine everything down and you can eliminate a lot of the noise to start with.
Yeah, I see the yeses coming in, so let's do it.
I think, Tom, it'd be a good time to share the link so people can sign up for the encore tonight as well.
Yes. Let me put that here. If you guys didn't make the training yesterday, you want to hear more about this whole process and the details that Sean goes through on that, we're doing an encore tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can just go to that link, offlinesharks.com/encore. You can get registered and we'll see you on the training tonight. But yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Okay, let's see if I can share the right screen and I'll pick hopefully the right one. Okay, not that screen. Okay, boom, press the button. Okay, so I don't know if you can, there we go. I'll move you guys out of the way so we're not looking like in the mirror and going into infinity and beyond. Okay, so I'm on LinkedIn right now and all I'm doing is I did a search for, say, I want to work, maybe my business is financial advisors. So you start searching for who you want to help. So be specific about the niche. Maybe you speak that language, the vernacular, and maybe that's something good. Now, okay, so doesn't matter what I'm selling right now. I just want to find maybe what I do is great for financial advisors. So I'm looking at this and there's 2.9 million. Now you can only reach out to a certain number per week, per day, and that's very broad. You may think that's specific, it's very broad. But what we want to do then is narrow down to create that ideal small audience. So I'm going to go over to Sales Navigator. That's one of our first ports of call. And we want to kind of refine down. So I only want to work with people, for example, in the United States that have a certain company headcount, that are of a certain seniority level, decision makers. So I'm going to come, first of all, to decision makers, which is owners, partners, CXOs, VPs. Now, you could go directors, depends on the market space. Oftentimes I'll leave them out. So that, first of all, refines down to decision makers. A lot of the time, CEOs don't want to talk with you if they're at a big company. But small companies, I'm a CEO, Nick, Tom, CEOs, they've got, so the rights at the smaller level, they will talk to you. At the big level, like, they've got like thousands and thousands of employees, you're not going to get anywhere. But that's okay, because other segments and people, it might resonate, might catch their attention, and we can get into that. Now, one thing I always want to do is I want to refine down to the United States. If you want to work in other English-speaking countries, then you've got your tier 1 countries. You can do that as well. But that's brought our 2 million, or I was actually closer to 4 million, down to 370,000. Now, we want people who are active on LinkedIn. So we come over there, they've posted in the last 30 days. That means they're active, they're logging in, they're actually checking things like they're posting, they're doing. But that is a resonant, quick community. Now, we can also do company headcount, which I mentioned, it's a property. And I can say, okay, they've got at least 1 employee in this case. And I'll say, I want to do small companies. I don't want to go too big in this space. That's brought that down to 44,000 people. Now, if you can only contact 2,000 people per month, there are different LinkedIn restrictions, and there's, how many people you can reach out to per week at the moment, and all the rest of it. But that's still a very focused pool. We've taken 4 million down to decision makers of companies with revenue in a certain geographic area. And if you look at these, this is one thing that we always like to do, especially if you're going to do this manually, is look for people with the premium member. It means they're also paying to be on the platform, which means they're there for a bloody reason. They didn't just create an account and abandon it 10 years ago. They're doing something. So that very quickly, you can see most of these people are paying to be on the platform. In fact, out of this first list, I've only seen 2 people who are not paying to be on the platform just from the first page.
Wow.
That means we got active and everything else. 44,000 people. It will take me a while to set up one of our campaigns to go through, but I know the people I'm talking to are already Aston Martins, not Volkswagen Beetles.
That's
so
huge.
That, again, gets you focused on where you want to be. And then your actual campaign, which we'll talk about tonight, which, again, gets you connected and attracts them to you. This is very important. You don't want to go out there and cold call all these and then, hey, go get their email and start hammering and bothering the crap out of them. You want them to come to you. That then basically takes this very core focus list and gets them to raise their hand and say, yeah, let's chat.
That's awesome.
That was our secret for finding business owners all over the world who want financing and want to give me $5 million over 5 years.
Yeah. Damn, what do you guys think about that in terms of like finding a much more qualified prospect? Like I know like the reality is there's a lot of ways to do prospecting and get people to reach out and identifying people, and there are a lot of good ninja ways. Everybody's got a different ninja way, but that is a very unique way in the world of business, I would say. And being able to really just kind of drill down on based off of like revenue, based off of somebody that has money. So that's pretty impressive, Sean. I'm glad you shared that with us. You guys, if you want more information on this, Sean is going to be diving deeper tonight at the Encore. You can register offlinesharks.com/encore. That's the link at the bottom of the screen. And man, an hour just flew right by, you guys.
It flew by.
Yeah.
We have to give away some. Yeah. Hold on. We got to do one more thing before we go out of here. We have to give away some more.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, that's a chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
So
that. That is awesome. I'm so going to steal that stuff right there. I love it.
Our community swears it's me laughing in the beginning, but it's really not. They're like, we know it's you, Tom. I'm like, no, it's not. But anyway, go ahead, Nick.
So everybody that had commented on the post at the beginning of the stream, if you missed that post, of course, you'll want to show up to our live streams at the beginning every single week, Friday, same time, every week, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We always do these live streams. And of course, on all our webinars and trainings, we always give stuff away too. So you'll want to always come to those. But those of you that did congratulate our shout outs this week, we picked a couple of you at random to give some Cash App money away. So I'm looking at my Slack right now, and Shashan just said that our winners are Scott Voss and Sean Sherrod. So congratulations. Thank you for congratulating everybody. You guys are awesome. We appreciate everybody that is hanging out with us. Make sure to put your cash tag in the comments so we can send you that money a little later. And then I have one final easy question for everybody before we get out of here. So the first person that gets the answer to this correct is going to get some Cash App money. What time is the encore tonight where you can see Sean break down everything that he's doing in his business?
That's an easy one.
Oh,
That's an easy one. The link is on the screen.
if you're paying attention, if you
went to that link, you might get a hint. Yeah.
Oh wait, I think who's at, I see Dorn was quick on the trigger.
We got
I don't know who this other one is below him. And then there's Dorn and then somebody else right below there.
Dorn, our cash tag is offline sharks, man. Come on, you know our cash tag. Let's see. Let's just go with. I see
Wayne Best. Wayne Best is the one who was right after Dorn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Congrats, Wayne. Appreciate it. Everybody else that chimed in. It's always been a lot of fun doing these giveaways. I know a lot of people show up for the cash because we give away so much all the time. So good on you for being fast on the keyboard there.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Sean, thanks for hanging out with us. Everybody stay safe out there. Practice Aloha. We'll see you next Friday. Same shark time, same shark channel.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly local marketing jam session. Every week, packed full of local marketing strategy, tactics, tips, and fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.